Kyle.
Artem.
I'm very grateful that you agreed to take part in my international podcast. Honestly saying, you are my first guest in this segment.
Oh
You're
man, it's an
welcome.
honor, man. It's an honor. Thank you for inviting me.
Can you please start with introducing yourself, just the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Kyle Jasid Suarez. Was born in Miami. I lived in the US for 22 years and I decided to come to Dubai. Why did I come to Dubai? Well, I always wanted to study abroad. And I've been very fortunate. Shout out to my mom and dad. Thank you so much for offering and giving me the life that I have. Traveling has been one of the most endearing things for me, especially going to different cultures, meeting new people, expanding it, whether it's through network, whether it's to have fun, or just try something new. So getting out of my comfort zone has always been something that I've had the luxury and been fortunate enough to do. So I chose Dubai because as amazing as the city is, it also allows for a lot of people from different cultures, and it's a very multicultural area. It's very safe. It's one of the safest places in the world, and you really get to meet not just the locals here and the beauty of Dubai, but also how it's innovated. I mean, see the cities that the skyline. It's crazy. Freaking tallest building, tallest hotel. They have two of the tallest hotels here. Just the technological advancements that they have in this city.
And the hotel with 7 stars.
Can you imagine
Burj Al
Burj Al
Arab.
Arab? That hotel is so beautiful. But it's something that draws people to Dubai.
Mhm.
And then I get to meet people from all over the world and get to see like where they're from, like what drove them to Dubai as well. And what drove me honestly is just getting out of my comfort zone, trying something new. And honestly, I would recommend it to anyone, not just in Dubai, just to go travel, explore the world, meet new people. Because if you stay in the one place that you're at, the chances of people going to where you live and visiting it, depending on where, is very slim. So go and explore, go meet people.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But first of all, you decided to come to Dubai to get your master's degree. We were
That
studying
is
with you
true.
and we finished master's degree.
Yes, we
Inshallah, we will
did.
finish
Yeah,
it.
we're
Yeah,
done, baby.
but
Finally.
we passed the dissertation and inshallah the results will come soon. So why did you choose Dubai? But sorry for being straight up, but business education in the US is at top level.
It
Honestly
is.
saying, for me, let me start first. I decided to come to Dubai because I was studying in Switzerland before. I used to live there. I was living there for 3 years.
What
I
part of
got
Switzerland were you from?
Lucerne.
Oh,
Lucerne,
okay.
yeah. I got the bachelor's degree there, and then I didn't know what to do. So my parents also, I saying thanks for them. They said like, "Do you want to get some master's degree?" I said yes. Why no? And so I was offered to go in three different directions. The first was in Germany, the second was China, and the third was UAE.
Oh my
So, and
God.
now, like,
Wait, what
imagine
part of China?
myself, yeah, imagine myself like 2 years ago, I didn't know what to do and where to go. So I thought, like, okay, China, but they are really love their own language and they, a little bit close to foreign people. So if you want to live there, you have obviously speak their language. So about the Germany, I thought like I already was living in Europe. I liked it as a continent, but I really don't want to go there again. And that's why I thought, yeah. So the third option is UAE. So especially in Dubai, I did know that there are some universities and etc. But yeah, still like I decided to move here, and so 2 years I'm happy that I made the right choice. So, but going back to the questions, why did you decide to study abroad of UAE? Oh, US, sorry.
Right. Well, I mean, studying in the US, I graduated from Louisiana State University. Go Tigers. And honestly, building my resume, I always thought it would be really unique and cool to have a university, a master's or a bachelor's studying abroad, And originally I wanted to study abroad in Japan because I have family in Japan and they're half Colombian, half Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to go visit, I fell in love with the country and the city of Osaka, Tokyo, Kyoto. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's just it's so beautiful and unique. And then we had the pandemic that happened. So for the
Mm-hmm.
longest time, my dream was to study abroad. I didn't get that luxury because of the pandemic and everything after. And the opportunity presented itself with one of my mom's very close friends. She pretty much what she does is she gets students from different places around the world, whether it's South America and the US, Canada, anywhere, and she goes and sees if there's any programs through specific universities,
In
and if
UAE.
they're either in the UAE or anywhere.
Okay.
But it happened to be one of the options was either London for Middlesex University or Dubai. So I was 22 years old and I said, London or Dubai? Hey, I love you guys in the UK and London is beautiful, but I mean, Dubai, you would think of it as like it's the future, it's something amazing, it's something people dream of, it's on the other side of the world. So I was just drawn by that. I sent my application, I sent my grades, everything from LSU. They approved it and I said, Yalla, let's go.
Can you just share a little bit difference with the education in the US between the US and UAE? Do you know something like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
comes to your mind first?
Well, so the university I went to, and there's a lot of similar universities like Louisiana State, where we call them college towns. And what
Okay.
that is like, very not small, but they're towns that are centered almost around the university itself. Whereas University of Miami or NYU, those are more like city centered areas where, you're in New York City or you're in Miami, for example. So for me, it was very different because Louisiana itself, apart from Miami, where I'm from, it's the culture is very different, and overall, like the university itself, it was much bigger than Middlesex University in
Okay.
Dubai. Our university, we have maybe 1,000 students at best
Here in
in
Middlesex.
Middlesex, I
Okay, yeah.
believe, something
Around
like
two, I
that.
think even.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something.
because of the like well,
Of
master's
course.
degree they study in the uni.
Yes. At first, when I came here and the first day that I landed in Dubai, I went with my parents to the university.
Ah,
And
okay.
when I saw the buildings, I thought, wow, this is a big university. And then I realized, oh, that's a different university. That's a different university. And then I saw Middlesex and I was like, 4 buildings, 4 or 5 buildings.
Okay.
I was like, okay, this is a bit different. Compared to the campus that I had, which has over 36,000 students, and
I
then
can
plus
imagine.
alumni and just, and then I think it's just the type of lifestyle and culture that they have. So, I mean, overall, Middlesex, it was different in that instance, but I liked it because of how, there's a lot of uniqueness here. And I was drawn to that.
What surprised you the most when you come to Dubai? Like maybe the food, mentality, or something like that. Because when I came here, I didn't know that like 80% of people are foreign people from
I
India and
know.
Pakistan. Yeah, I
I
really I
didn't
didn't
either.
know
I
it.
had no clue. I agree. I think honestly, coming here, I knew it was a very large multicultural centered area, but I didn't know to what extent. And I didn't realize that, there's certain times in the year that the population increases by the
Yeah,
millions.
yeah.
You're just like, oh my God, the traffic is crazy. But then in December, you're like, what the you're like, how do you even maneuver through here? Just meeting so many people from all over, and I think that was very different. But I've had the luxury of traveling,
hmm
been fortunate enough to travel to a lot of places around the world. So, meeting new people, different cultures, it wasn't new to me, but on this grand scale, I guess in Dubai, that was a bit different for about a week. And then after it felt normal.
No, I want to ask about like Dubai's impact on personal and professional growth. Like a lot of people are coming here all over the world,
Right.
and what opportunities does Dubai have for them?
I think that, the opportunities are here. And I mean, it's almost limitless to an extent. I think that Dubai, everyone, when that's what people are driven to Dubai for, is they want to live that good life, that luxury life, that the aesthetic of the way that people are with the car, the apartment, the money, the this, the that, all the extravaganza that you see here. And so I think the opportunities are here, but it's hard work. It's hard work because you have to do with the contracting, the salary, the payment, depending on what company you're choosing. But the experience is what's most valuable, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the experience of working in Dubai with, I mean, you're working with people physically from every walk of life, all over the world. And so you get to actually learn and understand, not on the personal level,
Mm-hmm.
but in the business, like, area with individuals. And I think that truly helps a person grow as a
Mm-hmm.
human. It's being able to understand, work with someone completely different you would never expect or anticipate. And then from there on, you have a different perspective. Working in the UAE, I think there are challenges, 1000%. I mean, I'll give an example from like the US to here. We have very similar things where it's like, your typical
Mm-hmm.
9 to 5. But I think now as well, we've accepted the hybrid
Okay.
level of work. And I think Dubai, being so involved in approving of technological advancements, they enjoy also being like open to the idea of hybrid work
No, yeah,
where
I
you can,
cannot separate my life and
can
my
you
work.
imagine?
So
I mean,
all my the routine is my work. So
I
even
know,
if I
yes.
have a like weekends, so I also like involved in what I'm doing.
No, and then imagine like, you have the luxury of working from home at least 1 or 2 times a day.
Yeah.
And imagine having to get into the summer heat
Mm-hmm.
in Dubai and having to go every single day driving, and you're just like, oh, I just wish I was home. But it's just, things like that. And so I think it's very interesting, and it's here. The opportunity is here, right? But it's a very rigorous, industry for
Yeah,
sure.
but you said like Dubai is a luxury, but there is a big gap between poor and rich as well.
There
So if we are
is,
talking
yeah.
about data,
You got to work hard, and you have to network and know the right people as well. You're not going to come here and be a millionaire like that. It could happen. Chances are very slim. No one's going to give you a Ferrari, right? But you can obviously rent one out. You can.
it's okay. Let me make a one step back. I would like to talk about Miami or Florida, so the USA. So if what we
US.
were US, yeah, what we were speaking with you, like out of this room.
Yeah, yeah.
So about the hurricane and about the disaster.
Experienced that danger firsthand as he was driving through a flooded street. The startling sight caught on camera as that alligator.
It is really dangerous.
Luckily,
I
Miami
wish
didn't get hit.
everything gonna be fine so fast, but what is happening there?
It was sad, man. I mean, unfortunately, the thing is, before Milton hit,
Okay.
the west side of Florida, which is Tampa and Sarasota, they're typically the ones that got hit very hard. Naples area as well. They got hit by a hurricane. I think it was 10 days before Milton hit. So I know some people personally that they lost their homes, they lost their cars, were just
Yeah, but insurance
totaled.
pay for this or
Of course,
government
oh, the
pay?
insurance companies were freaking out, and I could just imagine. And then this hurricane hitting as well. So they had evacuations, and people make fun of us because, they see like there's a stereotype in
Mm-hmm.
Florida where we call it the Florida man. And what it is there's people from Florida where, for example, a hurricane, they're like, oh my God, we have to evacuate. Everyone needs to leave. They're out jogging on the streets while there's a hurricane going on. They're just jogging, or they'll be canoeing or catching gators. Me personally, do what you want to do, but I'm not crazy enough to do that. I'm going to go to high ground or shelter myself. But it was really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the hurricane did do a lot of damage.
So, but about animals, how do they live?
Oh,
Like, you know?
I mean, it was really sad because during the hurricane, I guess there were animals that were escaping from their homes and things like that. So you have cats, dogs, just any animal that you have, households, just struggling, sick, and it's super sad. And then you have the alligators. Can you imagine that? An alligator. We were talking
Yeah,
about it. The
yeah,
alligator
I
in the
showed you
house,
the video, like.
and they're just it's they just gotta hide. I think that they also migrate. I'm pretty sure they migrate away. Oh yeah, 100%. It's a fact. If an animal, if you see flocks of birds like sporadically
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
fleeing from one direction, there's something coming because they sense it. Animals are the first sign that something's about to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Natural
Especially
disaster or
birds.
whatever, especially birds. Now, I don't know about flamingos. Those things are
Or
the little,
alligators too.
like just look whatever. But you know, we have a beautiful thing in Florida called the Everglades, and it's
What
it's
is
like a
it?
huge it's like a huge tropical area, like sponge. It's pretty much like where we have most of our beautiful wildlife. We have the Florida panther, flamingos, birds, alligators. But right now we have a bunch of invasive species. We were talking about it where we have there are these anacondas that come from Australia or whatever, and people bring them for exotic pets. I don't know why you would want to have a 15-foot snake, but
Makes
people
sense.
like it,
Fair
and
enough.
they either escape their homes or people just leave them and put them in the wild because they don't want them anymore, and they just started like growing the population, and they're eating the wildlife. So now they're telling Floridians or people, they're like, people come to Florida, get a license to go and hunt them and kill those
Like
things.
I said, they
And they
are
get,
wanted, like
yeah, yeah, like
wanted animal.
wanted, a wanted animal, go kill it. And they have to kill these animals because they're killing our wildlife
Yeah, yeah.
and we get paid. Can you
No,
imagine?
that's crazy. I cannot imagine.
I,
Honestly, no, I can imagine, but I cannot feel it. No, because
it's
I told you like
crazy.
we have bears and we have
Yeah.
tigers. So that's it. What we have
Yeah, the
about the
tigers,
snakes. About
man.
no snakes we also have, but not anacondas. Definitely not anacondas.
It's scary, man.
That
But I
is.
mean, you have tigers. That's
No,
fucking scary.
pets.
Do you
Like
guys have,
use it for
yeah, you have them pet? You guys are more Dubai than I expected.
yeah. That's crazy.
That
That's
is
crazy.
crazy, man.
Making one step back from US, I want to again move back to Dubai, and a lot of immigrations are looking for stability in Dubai. But I would like to speak about it first. The stability is Dubai is interesting for me. I will tell you why. Because okay, I finished my master's degree. University provided me visa for staying here. Now I'm out of the university, and to extend my visa, I have to find some activity to do. It could be like find a job. It could be buying property with more than $200,000, so it's huge of money. But still, it I cannot name it stability when you have to run just to survive. I appreciate it. I mean, with the
Definitely
word
teaches you.
appreciate, yeah,
Yeah.
it is life, and definitely we have to move forward, move forward. But yeah, I cannot understand the word stability.
I feel like having a good routine can help you be a little bit more stable in that regard and everything, especially we finished uni now, so it's like what's the next step, right?
Yeah.
And I think the beauty of it is because Dubai also offers so much, there's so many different routes that you can go with work or whatever type of style of pretty much turning a hobby into work or doing things. Like you can definitely be busy in Dubai, but the visas, that gets a little bit complicated because obviously when you're a student and then you're trying to get a work visa or something else, you have to have something, and if you don't, then it gets a little bit more difficult. And then you're just like, how do I maneuver
Yeah, yeah.
through this? So I feel like being stable here in Dubai is a little bit difficult. And there's so many distractions, brother. There's so many distractions here in Dubai, and I think once you just have a routine, have something set, planned, everything would just move smoothly, in my opinion. But everyone just has different experiences, and honestly, you just gotta find the right one, and then inevitably it'll come. It'll come.
But what people should do in Dubai, like they have to work. They okay, yeah, there are a lot
Hey,
of
fuck yeah!
facilities
Everything
like
is like I said with the distractions. It's also very fuck. It's expensive here. It's not so expensive,
so. But what do
but
you mean by distractions? Like what kind of?
brother, I mean, you have the lifestyle of the city. You
Okay.
have, if you want to go out to do things with friends, it's all there. You have the luxury of tropical winter. I mean, for Christ's sake, the Mall of Emirates, you have the indoor skiing
Yeah,
facility,
that's
and you
crazy.
can go
That is
walk with
crazy.
penguins at the mall. There's
In
no
the
other place
desert.
in the world that does that in a damn mall. So I mean, distractions like that, like there's so much here to do. You can do laser tag, brother. You can go rent out cars. You can go to about an hour away to Abu Dhabi and go to Yas Island. There's so many things to do here in Dubai. So it's just a matter of like finding time to make sure you discipline yourself, and that's how you can be stable in a way, because if not, it's going to consume you, and then inevitably you're going to be like, I'm out of money. What am I going to do? And you're going to just, you have to leave. You have to leave because it consumes you. So my advice would be to have a plan, make sure that it's a well routined, stable plan, go forward with it, and then just make sure you don't lose yourself here, because it is a lot of fun. There's so much to do here, but you have to be careful in that regard.
So since we live in here for 2 years,
Two
yeah, do you
years
live
now.
here for 2 years as
Yeah.
well, yeah? So about our university, about the education. So did you like it? Honestly say.
But I loved it, man. I really did.
Okay, yeah.
It was very personal classes too, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not
Mm-hmm.
like your typical college. At LSU, I had classes that had over 300 people in the class. And it felt more personal. I felt more
Mm-hmm.
engaged with the things that we were doing within our classes. And I think truly and it was a surprise to me, they have some of the best professors at Middlesex University, especially this one. It was very difficult, obviously. We had to do a lot, and it was an accelerated master's program. I want to put that out there. It's very, very hard. The things that we had to do, you have to, and especially with, people that have work and have other things to do, a life out of it. You have to be very disciplined, and you have to make sure that you don't procrastinate, because I did it once. It was almost bad. Yeah, but you have to be stable. But
But
overall, the university was very smooth.
was it hard?
How was brother? You don't think it was hard? Fuck. That thesis dissertation was very
The
difficult,
dissertation was hard.
brother.
Yeah,
That
I'm
was
agree with you.
hard. I mean, yeah, it's 15,000 words,
15 Ks, yeah.
but we did it. We did. I mean, you don't think it was hard?
No, the entire like program, I
Yeah.
think it's more or less okay. But because we were studying 3 days a week,
Yeah.
yeah, in the evening for 3-4 hours.
3-4
So yeah,
hours.
for me it is okay.
Yeah.
Like yeah, at school, I was studying 8 hours a day,
Yeah.
6 days a week.
Oh my
So after
gosh.
that, yeah, thanks God,
6 days?
6 days, 10th and 11th grade.
Brother, so
yeah.
Sunday was your free day?
Sunday was my free day.
That's fucked up.
That's how Russia
Hey,
works.
that's fucked up. All right. You guys need to make it 4 to 5 and give them more of a life, okay? That's fucked up.
So yeah, and then like when I
So
see
Sunday
the
fun day on Sunday.
of course, like
No
it is
way.
life, Russian life. But when I came here and got my master's degree, like to study 4 days, is
Oh,
more or
it
less
probably felt
good
like
for
a
me.
breeze. You were like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. I just don't know where we will reap the fruits of our education. So yeah, we got like honestly saying like the not bad education. We are like sponges.
but the education system in Russia is good. You guys have a good education system over there.
Yeah, it depends on the major. So if we
Oh,
are
okay.
talking about something technician, yeah, I think it's one of the best education in the world. Something engineering or I don't know, like
Civil engineer.
yeah, kind of like this. But about the business, about I don't know, something like what we are studying here, yeah, it is really hard to find.
But I feel like inevitably that'll grow, especially just because everything's becoming so remote and techno and business, I feel like it doesn't stay stagnant. I feel like it
Okay.
just increases more and more. And I think on the business side, that inevitably will grow. I truly believe that overall will definitely become something more. Um, because I mean, I feel like it's impossible if it doesn't. No, what do you think?
Business is growing, and I think boards, like countries' boards, were created by people.
Right.
And of course, if we are talking about the global trade or like a global business, it is important to notice that there are some countries who can, I don't know, offer you what you want,
Right,
and you can offer
absolutely.
them what you want. So international business, I really, in that game. Like I would love to connect my life with this, something like global business, to have honestly, to have some my own business with branches abroad. Yeah, doing some multinational company. But I understood like I'm a little bit young right now, and I have to find some ideas and solution and problem which I would like to solve. So, but what about you? Also, like you finished your master's degree. Do you see some mm, how to say it? Mm, Not perspective, like your thoughts, where you want to, I don't know, grow. For example, what do you like
That's a
after
good
the getting
question, man.
that is a question. I also think it
That's a
every day, every
that's a good
day.
question.
Before I go into bed, I'm trying to sleep, and the ideas come to my mouth, thoughts come to my mind. What I have to do the
that's
next?
you know why? Because you have an entrepreneurial mindset, Artem. That's why.
We
You
have.
do. We do. We do. No, but you do. Yeah. And I mean, I think right now, oh, that's a good question. I think, honestly, I want to get into tech sales.
Tech sales.
Yes.
Hmm.
Preferably, something, I don't know. I feel like I want to do something. I want to own my own company inevitably in the future. Once I start, progressing more with work and, gaining more experience, being exposed to just that part. But I want to own an LLC. I want to have, you know, clientele and employees from all around the world
Hmm.
and just
Yeah,
create
same
a
as me.
very, very multicultural centered company so that way we can target different markets within different areas like in the UAE or places in Asia or Europe, just around South America, just tap into everything because I feel like that way you can just grow, 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 grow. So I always want to like, envision something about like, a future where I'm going to have something like that and it's just going to grow into something more. I do want to be an actor. That is also something I want to do.
Okay.
But I want to do it on my dime. So I don't want my parents to, have to do anything with that or pay for it because it's a very cutthroat industry and it's very expensive. So but that can, that's like a hobby of mine right now. That's a dream. We all have dreams. This city it's a one of a kind city, I think honestly, like, I feel very blessed to not only be here, but to have lived the amount of time that I've had, and it feels like home, which is really weird. And we were talking about that earlier, that, when you went back home to visit your family, you had not been home for
Yeah.
about a year,
For a year, yeah.
and, you saw your parents, you saw your friends, and then you're like, but I wanted to come back
Hmm.
because you have your life here. And I felt the same way when I went back home as well. I was like, I can't wait to go back, and it's like, I don't know, it's something about Dubai that offers you something unique and different, but it can also offer you a home and it feels like home. And it feels like something that, you when you're away from it, you're like, I don't want to be away for too long because it's truly amazing here. It's like one of a kind this place and it's only growing. I mean, we still have
Hmm.
on the other palm that they're just about to develop. So this place is about to be so large and expanded and I'm super thrilled, honored to be here, live here, be fortunate enough to live here, and to see it grow. I want to go to Russia so badly. I've always
I
wanted
have
to
a
go.
wish to go to US
I
once.
want to go to Russia so badly.
Yeah, if you want to go to Russia, visit Moscow. It is first city you have to have
Oh,
in
of
mind.
course, no, I
Yeah, no,
have to
Moscow.
go.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's, I don't know, for me the best city. Same as you. Like, I don't know, what is your best cities in
You have
US?
to go to
Definitely
Miami.
Miami.
You'd
Yeah,
love
no,
Miami.
Miami is cheating. Same as Dubai, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
So
same thing, but
yeah,
smaller and different. But I mean, a lot of Russians. New York,
New
New
York.
York. But if
Yeah,
you want to get like
Washington as well.
Washington, yeah, Washington D.C. It's pretty. It's really, really pretty. They have good food, but I mean, there's just so many. I'm afraid to go to Washington.
Okay,
I feel like there's like spies everywhere, and I'm just
no
like,
way.
oh yeah,
I'm not
come on,
afraid,
it's
but still.
Washington D.C. Of
Okay.
course. It's
What about Texas? A little bit dangerous? I've never been to. I'm just saying
I
what I'm
mean,
reading
look,
on the news.
in the U.S., yes, because there's like the freedom aspect. Everyone's allowed to, they have the amendment to right to bear arms. It's dangerous because there's just a lot of crazy people, unfortunately,
Okay.
which is really sad. The homeless and some people that
Okay,
they're
okay,
they're
okay.
they're put in a very bad environment, and sometimes
In
there's
Texas, you mean, or
in
in the
just the
entire
U.S. Yeah, yeah,
US?
yeah. I mean, but it is dangerous, Artem. But I feel like everywhere in the world is pretty dangerous if you put yourself in a situation,
You're right,
and
you're
you have to
right.
be smart. Sometimes if you know that it's don't go that way, don't go that way. I feel like some people are just like, oh, it's shiny over there. I want to go that way. It's like don't. Well, I want to go see, and then I think it's play stupid games, you win stupid
No,
prizes.
yeah, you're right. But I'm really interested in are there some similarities between US and Dubai? Like what kind of it? Or it's
Um,
different, like definitely opposite sides.
I think
Technology, for example. It was
yeah.
coming to my mind if I compare Moscow and Dubai, for example. So
Yeah.
technology cities also.
How is Moscow and Dubai? Like, what's the similarities over there that you've seen?
Similarities. I think like Moscow is the most city in Russia. So if you want to see some destinations, I don't know, some sites, yeah, it is definitely Moscow or St. Petersburg. But talking about Moscow,
St. Petersburg is so beautiful, man. That's like a dream of mine to go.
these are bridges, they're open, they're closed. Yeah, it's
Crazy.
that's crazy. They were built, I don't know, few decades. No, not few. I don't know. I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
from St.
It's
Petersburg.
literally your country. I
Yeah,
don't even
I'm
know.
not. Yeah, shame on me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm from Siberia. I can talk about Siberia, about forest, about
Oh
snow.
my
How was
gosh.
I was living during the winter with below 80 degrees. Yeah, below 40. Sorry, 80 is such a
Below 40.
40. Yeah, below 40.
Autumn, that's
So
cold.
that no, it is. It is. Yeah, here in the summer during the summer 50 above. So yeah, that's huge
You guys
difference.
obviously celebrate Christmas, right?
Christmas. Yeah, we do celebrate.
So, but you guys do like lights? Like, do you put them around like trees or like in the house or like
During
Christmas
the
here?
Christmas.
Yeah, during Christmas or no?
Yeah,
Like
maybe
Christmas tree inside?
maybe
You gotta
I
have a
don't know,
Chris.
but I don't celebrate it.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't know why. Like some of my friends, yeah, we congrats for this
Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
yeah, but still for I don't know Halloween. Well, for example, Halloween. I also don't celebrate Halloween.
Really?
It's not like what is a
Oh,
Halloween?
I mean, yeah,
How
I
it
know.
what traditionally how it appears? What is
Oh,
it?
brother, it's so
Like
cool because like,
pumpkin? Why? For what reason?
well, okay, so I guess originally like pumpkins, like what they were for is like when they carve pumpkins, like they put the
Yep,
scary
yep, yep.
faces. So the point of that was because back in the day, like ancient times, I guess, like what they say is they do that on Halloween night and they put them on the porch with the candles so that ghosts, vampires, things like that,
Uh-huh.
they don't come to your
To
house.
protect your
Yes, it's
house
like kind
from
of like
these
a yeah,
ghosts.
from evil in
Ah,
a way.
okay. Oh, makes
Yeah, so
sense.
that's why
Okay.
like the carving of the pumpkins is like a thing. But everyone now, no one even knows that shit anymore. They just do it for the aesthetic. Like, oh, I can carve a cute pumpkin,
Now I
like
know
fucking idiot. But
because of
now
you.
you know, yeah. But pumpkins, I mean, people like to watch scary movies, drink like hot
Mhm.
chocolate, or make little cocktails. Everyone makes it super mainstream over there, but people go all out.
Mhm.
It's the one day that a girl can dress like slutty, and it's okay because it's Halloween. Because it's Halloween. Like it's Halloween.
You can be whatever you
You
want.
can be whatever you want and
Honestly,
it's okay. And don't you think that's crazy?
I
I
think
can
it's
wear blood
interesting.
or
It's really
I can wear
interesting.
like a gunshot on my
Yeah,
head
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's fine. Everyone's like, "Oh, nice gunshot." Or like a knife going through your head or I can be a bunny. Which is a crazy
Yes,
thing
I
to
think
think.
sometimes you have to show your, child
Yes.
inside.
There's nothing better than trick or treating. You get free candy.
Hmm.
Unless, you have diabetes, then that sucks. But oh man, if you do go to the US and you do go around October, you have to experience it, man. But what's something in Russia that's like unique? Something that if you
Um,
go there, it has to be at this specific time, day. What is it like for you at least? Something sentimental, unique.
I don't know how to say it in English even, so the name is Maslenitsa. We usually cook pancakes. We
Okay.
put the jam and everything in the like in there and share with your family. It is family kind of.
Oh, okay, so it's like a family gathering.
So we make it in the spring
Okay.
when the winter is already gone.
Okay.
And so this thing, this grandma, or I don't know how to call it, the lady,
Mm-hmm.
it's symbol of winter, and that's why we burn it to say bye bye to winter. I don't know,
Okay.
yeah, kind of like this.
Oh, but that's cool though.
Yeah, kind
So
of
it's
like
kind of
this.
like saying like we're transitioning away from
Yeah,
winter, now
yeah,
spring
yeah.
starts. That's so cool though.
Yeah, but because like we have 8 month winter in Russia, kind of like
I
we
was
have
gonna
only three,
say it's
four month with the sun, especially in Siberia, I would say. Yeah,
so it's like very sentimental in a way because like you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
that's you see I never knew that. That's so cool though. You guys get to burn shit.
Burning man.
Oh, that's what that's for.
Okay, yeah.
That's you guys. That's so freaking cool.
Hmm. Yeah, but
I'm going to Russia in the spring.
I never shared these thoughts. Never.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
No
Nobody
fucking
was
way.
interested. I don't know.
I'm interested. How can you not be interested? This is what I'm saying. You gotta explore these places and then you gotta ask and learn because that's how you learn and grow.
Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
I believe a woman can be president. I just don't think it's Kamala Harris. So Trump. I'd probably pick Trump.
Oh, okay.
Just from the business aspect. Now I know he needs to get the off Twitter, get off social media. But then again, he is the first president to use a social media platform. But in the business aspect, I think, we've been having a lot of difficulty in the US where with like, pay, inflation is going up, everything is just getting so expensive. And it's taking a toll.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
politics
it-
is politics. Like,
yeah.
but
Politics will
mostly
be
people
politics.
even don't know what the difference is between like this guy and that woman, for example, like Trump and Harris. Like I think mostly Russians even don't know it. They check news, they understand the thoughts of this candidate and that candidate, and so they just compare it.
I feel like we get made fun of.
No, yeah, I agree, definitely, I
I feel like the outs
Yep,
like
I agree.
everyone around the world, like when they view it, it's like
No, yeah, yeah.
look at these two
It's dirty
individuals.
games, yeah, it's
And it's kind of embarrassing sometimes, because we want to hold like some respect and accountability, and I feel like we lose that, and that's why we get a lot of bad rep too, like most Americans, and plus like obviously politically with other countries around the world, there's a lot of like division, and it really sucks because when you really get to know an individual and get to really appreciate their culture and where they're from, it changes everything because really there's not that much of a difference with people around the world. We have our own unique things, right? Our different stuff, like you have Burning Man, I guess, for us we have, well, it depends. We have Easter in a way. Do you guys celebrate? You guys don't celebrate Easter, right? Easter is something, it's based off like a religion in a way. It's like, Easter Sunday is pretty much like Jesus's resurrection
oh yeah, of
to
course we
heaven.
have. Okay,
But
yeah.
what we also do Easter Sunday is you know about the bunny, right?
Yep,
With the
yep.
Easter with the eggs and
Yeah, of course.
isn't that a stupid concept? We literally send little kids out to pick up little
No,
plastic
in Russia
eggs
it's
with
very-
panda. What is it in Russia?
Pascha?
Bust,
What
bust,
you want?
bust.
Yeah, what, why
Like
do you need
bust,
Russian?
like pasta.
Pascha.
Pascha.
Yeah, we East. Okay,
You
we
see,
paint the...
we have something in common,
Yeah, of course we
everyone.
do
All
have.
right, we all pick eggs from the ground,
Yep.
and
Yeah, we paint the eggs,
do,
and that's we...
do they sometimes put money in it?
Money, no.
Okay, so like, well,
You put
it's
money.
sometimes
With bread.
it's very rare. It depends. Some people
Okay.
do it differently.
We
It's
have a
mostly
competition. For example, you have
Yeah,
egg
yeah,
and
yeah.
we have egg, and we try to fight with each other. Not fight like...
well, yeah,
to
no.
knock
Some
it.
people tackle each other. No, like it gets crazy sometimes.
Okay.
Little kids or some. I'll say I don't care if I'm old. I'm picking these eggs up. I'm getting all the candy. I'm looking for the gold one. It's usually a gold egg, and they'll hide it in a specific place, and it sometimes has money in it. So like people like they say screw the other ones. We're looking for the gold, but it's like hidden and like sometimes people just have it in their pocket. They're like go find the egg, but it's in their pocket. Fucking assholes, right? It's like why go make us go look for it for an hour and like in the heat. Imagine in the spring heat. That's so cool that we actually celebrate a holiday like that.
Хочешь, я тебе еще подскажу? У нас есть тоже Хэллоуин. Знаешь, что это? Это ночь перед Рождеством, когда выходят духи, и нужно сжечь свечку обязательно на окне. Они ее ставят в голову тыквы, а мы жгем свечки и иногда гадают женщины.
Это за день до чего?
Ночь перед Рождеством.
Okay. So the one night before Christmas, we put a candle and try to burn it. We don't put it inside on the pumpkin as you do, like most of the time, but so we just put it in the corner of house and wait till it's...
And wait till it's
yeah,
what's the significance of that? Is it similar or
yeah, it's like we protect from ghosts and evils,
Okay.
yeah, as you said. And usually like during the Happy New Year, you put the fireworks as well.
yeah, of course. That's huge.
Yeah,
Fireworks.
same.
We do fireworks for New Year's and then we do it for 4th of July, which is the
4th of July.
that's our Independence Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about Elon Musk? Did you see some new?
You saw that, man?
Sucks. It's what
That's
the fuck
crazy.
is he doing?
Augmented
Robots.
robots.
Good. How are you? I'm doing awesome. What's your name, sir?
John,
John. Pleasure to meet you, John.
pleasure to meet you as well.
Now I rewatched the iRobot. Today I started, but I didn't finish it.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
good
it's
movie.
amazing.
That Audi is so cool. The one that Will Smith has, the Audi
The
MB-i8.
small one.
Yeah. The
Okay.
car that he has.
Okay.
How cool is that? Supposed to be like the Audi R8, but like the futuristic version of what it would be like. And they actually had that car demoed. It was like obviously like a concept, but they had it and they promoted it when the movie came out. And I was like, that
No way,
fucking
no way.
car. But can you believe that van?
But it's driverless, like nobody drives
No
it
one drives it. It's
automatically.
all automatic. It looks ugly as though, but it's such a cool concept. I mean, Elon Musk has changed. I mean,
Elon Musk is crazy, bro.
it
It's
is
crazy.
insane. These robots are. It's like
Yeah, and these
he's like,
guys
it can be your
live-
friend. It can take care of your kid. It can, and that just shows you like how to. And that's coming here. You're gonna see
Like
those
you mean the
robots here,
vehicles?
brother.
sure.
In Dubai,
Or robots.
they're gonna buy those robots.
Robots. Can you
Fuck
imagine
yeah.
that robots are walking around you?
They
like-
just come over and they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like bring
No,
us
but
tea.
do you have the delivery machines, small robots in US?
Yes, so we have.
No, in Russia have more, a lot of
do
them.
you guys have them?
In Moscow? Yeah, definitely. Like
I wonder, yeah, so like they like pick up the trash or like they deliver food, right?
food, yeah. not,
Yeah. I've seen them in Miami. I haven't seen them anywhere else in the US, besides Miami. Miami has them.
I will show you the delivery.
It's crazy, man.
It's crazy. Yeah?
And we're
Technology.
gonna see robots walking on the streets, just picking up groceries or doing their thing, paying with their freaking faceless faces, just like scanning it.
I think in Dubai we will expect it.
We're gonna,
more or less
we'll
fast.
it'll definitely be here.
Okay, so since we met in UAE, in not our original country, and we like what is happening here, we like that a lot of foreign people are coming here more and more. So my question is for you. What is a friendship?
I feel like a friendship is two individuals or a group of individuals who can collectively understand each other, both mentally, physically, and every aspect, and just having just mutual respect, honesty. Obviously, you want to have some similarities with individuals and people because, I mean, you wouldn't just be friends. But honestly, sometimes the most opposite individual of yourself could end up being your best friend. Like, I have a best friend back at home. You know, I'm not going to say his name, but he is the complete opposite of me in almost every aspect. And he is one of my ride or die homies, my friends, you know, like someone I'll take a bullet for him in every aspect. So, I mean, I think for me, friendship is just unity, you know, being comfortable with being uncomfortable and sharing cool experiences. And it doesn't matter what they look like, what color they are, where they're from, you know, just if they're genuinely good human beings, good people, and they respect you and you respect them, and there's obviously nothing, you know, you have an understanding, that to me is the key thing for me.
Is friendship beyond politics?
I believe so. Yeah, absolutely. I really do think because, you know, like I said, everyone's different in a lot of ways and very similar. You know, you could have some things that you agree with and some things that you don't. And honestly, that's a good thing, because if we were all the same, how boring would that be? It'd be like gray. You know, everyone thinks the same, talks the same, eats the same shit, wears the same clothes all the time. You know, it would be boring. You know, I think that's what gives everything a little bit more flavor, you know, something new.
Uniqueness.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think respect is something that like should be the bridge for that, because you have to respect. If someone doesn't like the color blue, they don't like the fucking color blue, you know? You have to respect it. And I think that is also what makes, now they're coming on. That's what makes a good friendship, is knowing that that person may not follow the same values that you do, or is just completely different, but you respect them and they respect you as well. And you can make small jokes. Jokes are also good. No, don't take it to an extent because you also want to have respect. I've had sometimes issues where I'd say like a joke and I mean it from like the bottom of my heart, never meant to be disrespectful or anything. But the person took it very differently. And then I have to explain it and tell them I'm sorry. And it's just like, oh, this whole thing. And now it like put like a barrier in the friendship. So respect and honesty is very, very important because the last thing you want to do is, cause any turmoil or just, be rude, because you want to make sure that you can keep that friendship. So I think that is a big thing with politics. And I think it's a big thing with, how people view other countries. Because some people could be like, oh, that country. Have you even been there? No. Then why the fuck do you shut the fuck up? You don't know. Until you actually been there, went there, you can't make an opinion. Because it's an invalid opinion. Or you're going to just think of it from the stereotypes and the things you hear? Absolutely not. I can't speak bad about your country because I haven't been. But I know damn well I'd enjoy it. I'd enjoy the hell out of Russia. I want to go so badly. I want to go so badly.
So let's stay for human beings.
And what about you?
About politics.
No, brother. Like,
About
I mean, well,
friendship.
yeah, friendship.
No, bro. Friendship is I have one word is trust. So of course, friendship is the word that doesn't come in 1 year, I would say even. So there are some problems, and there are some. I would say friendship is consequences of lifetime.
Right.
So yeah, after the time, if you will solve a lot of problems, the friendship will be appear. You want or not want. So
agree.
yeah, kind of is. So okay, Kyle. Again, thank you so much for coming.
Brother,
I
thank
really
you for having me, man.
appreciate
Hey,
our
This was
podcast.
fun, man. This was cool.
Thank
That's
you
gonna
so
be
much.
fun. Thank you, my brother.